The attorney for former Dallas Cowboy Michael Irvin says he has viewed surveillance video of the moments that Marriott hotels claims Irvin acted inappropriately with a female hotel employee last month. Irvin and his attorney held a press conference today regarding their defamation lawsuit against that hotel chain. The attorney says despite using the courts to try to get their own video copy, they still have not gotten one. And they claim there was no misconduct either. Fox 4's Blake Hansen has our update tonight. Blake.
Yes, Steve, Irvin's legal team did not take questions in its comments with reporters earlier today. Then Marriott shot back with a legal filing of its own, with the judge now due to decide the next steps. Flanked by his legal team, Michael Irvin met with reporters Wednesday to talk about trying to clear his name.
How can I defend myself if I don't even know what I'm defending myself against?
The news of an incident first came to light in a February interview with 105.3 The Fan.
I don't even remember it really because I had a few drinks, to tell you the truth. You know, I had a few drinks, to tell you the truth. I don't really remember it, but that's what they said.
Wednesday, Irvin was serious in his denial of wrongdoing.
No, I didn't do anything wrong. I know I didn't do anything wrong.
The public comments come a day after his attorney was able to view security video taken inside the lobby of the Renaissance Phoenix downtown hotel last month. During Super Bowl week, the NFL Network pulled the former Cowboys wide receiver from coverage after a female hotel staffer lodged a complaint about inappropriate behavior. Irvin's attorney says witness statements along with the video show nothing unusual.
She clearly never acts upset. She doesn't back away from Michael. She doesn't act like there's any kind of problems going on there at all.
But Irvin's attorneys are upset they were only allowed to view the video, not make a copy. They say Marriott, which owns the hotel, failed to comply with the court order to turn over evidence.
I don't have a copy that I could even talk to my client about it. Now, what is so damning about a video that was taken in a public lobby that they're now using to try to destroy this man's livelihood and reputation, that they won't just release it?
An emotional Irvin likened the ordeal to a lynching.
This sickens me. This sickens me. Because in this great country, this takes me back to a time where a white man would accuse a white woman would accuse a black man of something. And they would take a bunch of guys that were above the law, run in the barn, put a rope around his foot, and drag him through the mud and hang him by the tree.
In a court filing late Wednesday, Marriott attorneys argued a copy wasn't provided in accordance with the court's order permitting Marriott to take reasonable measures to protect the employee's identity. Marriott also pointed to comments to reporters, including about the prospect of sharing the video, with Marriott saying it is apparent that producing the video for inspection, as Rule 34 allows, was both reasonable and necessary.
In every discovery dispute ever that goes to court, people are irritated at the other side.
David Cole is an attorney who is not involved in the case. He expects the judge to find a solution.
The way that is commonly resolved, the way that court commonly resolves this kind of dispute where there are issues of privacy, is to allow the discovery, but subject to a court order that limits what can be done with the material.
And amid all the attention on the video, it is still unclear what it will actually answer.
Replay might not be any good. I mean, you can't tell sometimes on the replay. That might be this.
The federal judge has set a court hearing for Friday. Cole expects that based on the judge's past actions in this case, he will rule quickly.